to your Sunday morning power flow. My name is Jasmine, for those of you that haven't practiced with me before. This morning's practice is an advanced one. We do a lot of sun salutations, there's a lot of weight bearing on the wrists and a lot of strengthening through the arms. If you need to rest at any point, you can take child's pose, you can lay down on your mat in Shavasana 5 minutes in and just listen, I don't mind. I can't see you. So we're going to start off in fire toe, just to connect in with our breathing. So we're going to tuck our toes underneath and we're going to lift the heels. Up on our knees, we sit down onto our heels. Now if this is excruciating for your toes, then by all means you can untuck the toes and sit on the heels, but we're really trying to open up and activate the soles of the feet. So just arrive on the backs of the heels for me. Take one hand to cover your heart and one hand to cover your belly, and then take a closing to the eyes. So no matter what has gone on this morning, what happened yesterday, this week, this month or year, these next 45 minutes are for you. So dedicate this practice to you and your body this morning, no one else. Start to deepen your breath, directing the breath all the way into the belly. So as we're breathing in through the nose, we feel the belly expand. And then as we exhale, we feel the belly draw back halfway towards the spine. Activating our Ujjayi breath, our ocean breath, if we know how. So we're breathing in deeply through the nose, and as we exhale, we restrict the breath from the back of the throat and emphasize the exhale. As we do that, the belly pulls in halfway towards the spine. So that exhale is audible. Deep breath in and out. So with each exhale, we feel the belly tightening, we feel the belly engaging. And this inner fire, your inner flame, is there to energize, warm and strengthen you from the inside out. Releasing the eyes, we blink them open a few times. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the hands, and squeeze the shoulder blades together, opening through your heart center, gazing upwards. We're only here on our heels for our last few breaths, so stay with it, really open through the soles of the feet, shoulder blades squeezing, throat opening, breathe in. And then as we exhale, release those arms, bring the hands in front of the knees, scrunch the toes out, tap, 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 release the feet. Moving in the opposite direction, just to stretch through the ankles. As a counter pose, we're going to rock back onto the tops of the feet. Take a deep breath into the tops of the feet here, and then as you exhale, allow them to come back down to the floor. Tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's mobilize, let's massage through our cat-cow. Deep breath in, belly drops down, chest and heart open, tailbone tilts. As we exhale, belly button pulls in towards the spine and we round upwards. And again, deep breath in, belly button drops, tailbone tilts. We arch through the lower back, gazing upwards. As we exhale, rounding, push the mid-back up to the sky. Inhale, come back through to your central position. This time tuck your toes. Same thing again, inhale, lift your heart. And then as you exhale, we round into our angry cats. When we reach the top of that, we sit hips back onto heels, stretch out in a mini child's pose. Inhale, come back through to tabletop. We open the heart, dip the belly. Exhale, rounding through. And then we shift the hips back in space to the heels, child's pose. One more of these for me. Deep breath in, heart lifting forwards, tailbone tilting. Exhale, rounding through. When we reach the pinnacle, the top of that arch, we sit hips back to heels, walk the hands forwards. Untuck those toes for me, bring toes together, knees wide. And we sit in our child's pose. Walk those hands forward, lift the palms of the hands, point the tops of the fingertips down into the floor, lengthen along the tops of the arms. So this is your child's pose. If you need to rest at any point today, this is where you can come to. So from here we're going to come through to our cobra. Take a deep breath in and start to curl and snake through the spine as the hips drop down and we come into cobra. You can take cobra with a bend to the elbows if your back is still warming up this morning. Maybe you're going to start to straighten and lengthen the arms as we get warm. As we breathe out, exhale, hips travel back in space, push the hips to the heels, and then as we inhale, breathing from the base of the spine, rolling, rippling through, hips push down, heart lifts up. Exhale, hips traveling back in space, find your child's pose, and then on the inhale we breathe in, base of the spine, mid-back, upper back, shoulders and heart open. Let's take one more of these because they feel nice. Exhale, push back. And inhale, snaking forwards, ripple through the spine. And then as you exhale, release all the way down to the floor. So taking locust pose, we're going to be doing this in our sun salutations today. So bring the hands behind the back and interlace the hands together. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift the spine, the chest, up and away from the floor. Tops of the feet pushing down into the floor, we're gazing forwards, heart opening, shoulders squeezing. So we're going to take locust pose after each chaturanga today. It's just an additional little variation, just to spice it up. On your next out breath, allow your chest to come down to the floor. Take the fingertips a little bit wider than the shoulders, a little bit further forwards. Point the fingertips down to the floor. On your inhale, lift up into a wide cobra. And then as you exhale, one shoulder comes to the floor. We gaze at the opposite toes. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, switch shoulders. One shoulder down, gaze back at the toes. One more each side. Inhale, we lift. Just on those fingertips, use the strength in your back. Inhale, we lift. Last one. Exhale, we twist. Releasing those hands back through to center. We're going to push the hips back in space. We're going to tuck the toes under and lift to our down dog. Pedaling through the feet, push one heel and then the other heel into the floor. Hands and feet shoulder width apart. Give your body time to arrive in this position. Gazing off the tip of your nose, tucking your chin into your chest. We're applying Ujjayi breath now, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Squeezing the belly. So we're told all the time to hold and suck our belly in life in general. But in yoga, when we breathe in, allow your belly to inflate. That's natural, that's normal, that's human. So from here, we're going to take a deep breath in and snake forwards into high plank. Take a deep breath in and snake, base of the spine all the way out through to the heart. And then as we exhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, find down dog. On your inhale, snake through, base of the spine, mid-spine, upper back, high plank. Exhale, knees bend, core squeezes, hips go back and up. Let's take that 2 more times, warming up. Inhale, snaking forwards. Exhale, knees bend, hips push back and we come up. Let's take this 1 more time, really warming up our bodies as we flow through. And then exhale, push the knees and hips back and up. So from where you are now, we're going to just start to walk the feet forwards. You might be bending the knees to do so. And we're going to bring ourselves into a standing forward fold. So from your standing forward fold, just allow your chin to tuck in and your head to dangle. Dangle, nod yes, nod no. Relax the head. So knowing your forward fold, your hands might be on your thighs, they might be on your shins, maybe they're on the floor. There is no right or wrong. As long as you can feel this in the backs of your legs, then you are perfect. So from wherever you are now, see if you can reach your hands past your knees. So we're reaching and extending the hands, fingertips active, almost as if someone has hold of your wrists and they're pulling your wrists actively behind you in the direction of that wall that you're gazing at between your knees. Squeeze, 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 lengthen fingertips, allow them to reach, lengthen, drawing you a fraction closer to your thighs. And then as you exhale, just allow the arms to go heavy, taking elbow to elbow, take a gentle rock, ragdoll. And then when you're ready, keeping the chin tucked, head heavy, arms heavy, we slowly rock our way up to standing. Just taking your time, massaging through. Intuitive movement to bring us all the way up to the top. And we are ready. So let's move through our sun salutations. Little bit of a variation on these. They're not our traditional Namaskar A. We are going to add a few little sassy things. So just take the hands behind the back, interlace the hands, and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is a common theme for our practice today, so squeezing those shoulder blades behind you. From here we're going to just allow the hands to travel all the way overhead as we bring ourselves into our forward fold. So in our forward fold, head nodding down towards the floor, hands moving in the direction of the floor. And then allow the hands to release back into that active reach. So we're reaching the hands past the knees. These two arm positions are a common theme, interlacing and then reaching. Release the arms down, take a half lift for me, inhale, long spine, and then as you exhale, hands come down to the floor, step back one foot and the other foot, high plank. Let's take 3 deep breathings here, inhale, and as we exhale, belly squeezes. And again, deep breath in, seal the lips, exhale, belly squeezes. Last time, deep breath in, and as you exhale, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, your abdominal and pelvic floor lock squeezes. Bring the knees down, keep the elbows tucked, and then we have chest and chin all the way to the floor. Release completely, coming into locust, hands behind the back, inhale, lift, and then as we exhale, bring your hands back down. Come into your cobra, inhale. And then as you exhale, toes tuck, hips lift, down dog. You're here for 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, deep breath in. Full breath out, squeeze belly, squeeze pelvic floor. Last breath. And out. On your inhale, prepare for a step, feet come to hands, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up all the way overhead, and then as you exhale, heart center, Samastiti. Take the hands behind the back, push the heart forwards and open. As we exhale, forward fold, all the way down we come, hands traveling behind the head. Hands reaching past the knees, active fingers, lengthen, lengthen. On your out breath, hands meet the floor. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step or jump, high plank. And then as we exhale, we lower all the way down to the floor. Interlace hands behind the back, locust. Inhale. As we exhale, hands come down, under the shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Are you with me? 3 deep breaths. So when we breathe here in down dog, you can choose down dog, or if you prefer, if you're tired, you can come down and rest in child's pose. So know that that's always there for you. You have one last breath in your downward facing dog. Inhale. Full breath out. Inhale, prepare for a step, or you can jump to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up all the way overhead. Lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, heart center. Last time through with this sequence, hands interlace behind the back. Push the heart forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, micro back bend. As we exhale, coming over the legs. Releasing the hands, and then as we inhale, we reach past the knees. Active fingers. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, weight pitches forward, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, hands interlace, locust, heart lifts. Exhale, heart down. Inhale, cobra. Drop the shoulders. Exhale, down dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Breathing here for me. 3 deep, full, nourishing breaths. Energize through the oxygen, through the air, the prana that you breathe. Last breath. On your next inhale, send your right leg up into the air and lengthen that leg. Open the hip. And then as you step that foot in between the hands, we plant the foot down and we come up to our lunge warrior. We take that 2 more times. Hands come down, 3-legged dog. Step the foot in between the hands, lunge warrior. 1 more time. Hands find the floor, foot finds the air. Inhale, stepping that foot in between the hands. Hands come up, find prayer. Find an interlace with the hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Drop low. You have 3 deep breaths. Anybody cold? Slow the breathing down. Last breath. Release the hands. Take the hands down to the floor. Step back into downward dog for me. This time, left leg up into the air. Open the hip. Take a deep breath in and step that foot in between the hands. Lunge warrior. 2 more times. Hands come down. Step that leg up and back. Open. Step the foot in between the hands. All the way up. Lengthen. Last time. Hands root down. Foot lifts up. Foot comes in between the hands, we find the lunge warrior all the way up. Hands find prayer. Hands find a lace behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Drop the pelvis. Lift the heart. You have 3 breaths. Find your breath. Last breath here. And then releasing those hands to the floor, we step back into our down dog. Come forwards to plank, lower chaturanga, locust, hands behind the back, squeeze and lift the shoulders. Exhale down, hands under, cobra. Exhale, down dog, tuck the toes. You have 3 breaths here, or the option of child's pose. You choose. Last breath. Take a deep breath in and send the right leg up into the air. Breathing out, and then as you inhale, step that foot in between the hands up to warrior 1, lunge warrior. Hands behind the back, interlace the hands and squeeze. Option, stay here. Option, take humble warrior, where we travel and bend over that front leg, hands traveling in the direction of that front heel. Oh yes. We're here for 3 breaths. You have one last breath here, team. You can do it. Then releasing those hands, we're now going to reach towards that back heel with active fingers. Reach, reach, reach. Reach and lengthen. You have 2 more breaths. If you need to drop that back knee, you can. Now is your chance. One last breath. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come to the floor. Step back for me, high plank. As we exhale, we find chaturanga. Hands interlace behind the back. Locust, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up into cobra, open the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. From here, left leg lifts, deep breath in. Exhale as the toe reaches up. Inhale, foot steps in between the hands, all the way up, lunge warrior. Hands find heart, hands find an interlace at the back. Take a squeeze of the shoulder blades, open the heart. Choice to stay here. Choice to take humble warrior and release all the way over. Arms traveling all the way overhead. Opening up through the shoulders, you have 3 deep breaths. Last breath here. Releasing those hands, we now reach towards that back heel, active fingers. Option to drop that back knee if you need to, or stay lifted for a challenge. Fingertips reach, body completely over that front leg. 2 more breaths. Energize through your prana, the air that you breathe. Hands come down to the floor, step back for me, high plank. Exhale, come forward, chaturanga. Inhale, hands lace, locust. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. 3 deep breaths. You're doing so well, I can feel it. Just let yourself breathe, find your breath here. Find yourself. Don't lose focus, don't lose determination now. You have one last breath. So you know what's coming. We send that right leg up into the air with the inhale. Exhale as the foot reaches the top. Inhale, step that foot in between your hands. All the way up, lunge warrior. Hands find heart. Hands find a lace behind. Open the heart. Exhale, forward fold. From here, release the hands and reach back to that back heel. And we're going to pivot now all the way round into a wide leg forward fold. So walk towards that left foot and come into a forward fold. I'm going to pivot so I'm not... So from here, you have the feet parallel to the short edge of the mat. There might be a soft bend to the knees if you need that in your practice. And we're going to take a lace of the hands behind the back. So hands are laced. Imagine you have something heavy in your hands and the hands travel in the direction of the head. Past the head, past the shoulders, opening up through the chest. You have 3 deep breaths here. Really releasing into this wide leg forward fold. Last breath. Bring the hands back through to the floor. We now take that active reach. So fingertips are now reaching through the legs as if someone has hold of your hands. and then gently guiding and pulling. Take a deep breath in, find space, and then as you exhale, someone pulls on your hands and you travel closer to your legs. 2 more breaths, energize. Exhale, soften. 1 more, deep breath in. Exhale, and we squeeze towards that back wall. Hands come down to the floor now, and we walk back towards that right foot. Step that foot back into high plank, and we lower through our chaturanga. Hands interlaced behind the back, locust, we lift. Exhale, come down, inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Hips lifted, heels grounding towards the floor. On your in-breath, you send your other leg, your left leg, up into the air. Breathing out, and as you breathe in, you step that foot in between your hands. Lunge warrior. Hands find prayer. Interlace the hands behind the back. Allow the heart to grow and lift. And then as you exhale, we're coming forward into our humble warrior. Release those hands and let the hands travel back towards that back heel. From here we walk and we pivot all the way into a right leg forward fold. Here we are again. Allow your body time to settle. Rounding through all 4 corners of the feet. Decide for yourself if you need to bend the knees to support your body. Hands interlaced behind the back. Something heavy in the hands allows them to travel and open up through the shoulders. Moving towards the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more. Breathing in. Full breath out. Can you breathe in any more? Can you exhale any more? And then releasing those hands, bring the hands towards the floor. And now fingertips are reaching towards the back. Reaching through your legs, reaching behind you. Fingertips active, lengthening away. As we breathe in, we breathe into the backs of the legs. And then as we exhale, we imagine someone's pulling on our hands, guiding us towards them. 2 more, deep breath in. Exhale, active fingers lengthen. 1 more time, deep breath. Exhale, pulling. Release the hands back to the floor. We walk back to that left foot. Step all the way back, high plank. Pitch the weight forwards, all the way down. As we inhale, we lift to locust. Open your heart, exhale down. Hands either side of the shoulders, up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Well done. Take your knees down and rest here in child's pose. Just taking time to breathe there for me, sinking the hips back to the heels and revisiting the breath. Taking full quality breaths of air. Take an energizing in-breath and gaze at your hands. Tuck your toes under, find down dog. Jumping or stepping, we come to the hands. And then slowly coming all the way up through to standing. We're going to balance. Okay, so you're going to take hold of 1 foot. It's going to come behind and you're going to hold on to either the toes, the sole of the foot, the ankle. We're going to come into dancer pose. So option for dancer to stay here and not take a lean. And the option is to lift that back foot. Now, as we've been working with the interlace of the hands, I'm going to suggest that we interlace the hands and hold onto that foot with both hands. This is an advanced version, so please feel 1 hand is fine. Take a deep breath in here. And as we exhale, kick into that hand at the back and lean forwards. Breathing. You have one more breath. And then releasing that leg down. Well done. The same foot crosses on top of the straight leg, standing pigeon. We release down, bending that supporting leg. This knee travels out to the side. Option to stay here. Option to reach the hands down to the floor. We're trying to reach fingertips to the floor, bending that supporting leg, sitting down in the legs, in the hips. Breathing 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your next in-breath, you travel all the way up. Release those legs. Give them a shake. Tell them you're sorry. And we switch over other leg. Taking hold of the other foot with the hand. Knowing that this option is fine. Don't let your ego take over and tell you have to try the hardest version. You don't have to all the time. So option to stay here. You can kick into that one hand, or we take both hands behind, interlaced, holding onto that foot at the back, and we kick into that hand. We always have one good and one bad balance inside. You have 2 more breaths. And then releasing back up to standing. Stay on that supporting leg. We come into standing pigeon, crossing the ankle on the top thigh and sitting down in the hips. Option to stay here, knee traveling out to the side. Option, reach fingertips down towards the floor. Sit low in the hips, flex the foot. You have 3 breaths. Inhale. Spine long, exhale, sit down, bend that supporting leg. One more. On your next in-breath, release, and give the legs a shake. We have one more salutation to bring us down to the floor. So take the hands behind the body, interlace, we push the heart forwards. Check in with this movement, see how it feels now. Exhale, forward fold. Release the hands, and on your inhale, reach behind, past the knees. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, we lower. Cobra. Sorry, locust. Exhale down, inhale to cobra. Exhale to child's pose. Open the knees and shift the hips back. Breathe. Option to stay here, option to take the hands behind the back. Interlacing the hands, they can rest on the pelvis or they can travel up into the air. Just taking 2 more breaths here, ready to come back to yourselves, back to your bodies. And then releasing those hands all the way down. We're going to come all the way onto our fronts now, all the way down to the floor. We're going to come into bow pose. So bow pose is a back bend, and you have the option of doing single or double leg. So single leg, we bend, we hold on to the ankle as we did in dancer, and then we lift up through side body. Choose to do single or come through, take hold of both ankles and kick into your hands for double version. We take this twice, so you can stay on one side for now if you're doing single leg. You have 2 more breaths here, lift into the upper body. One last breath. Exhale down. So you're either switching sides, or this time you can take insides of the ankles. Taking the insides of the ankles is a lot more of a chest opener, so just check in with that for your body. Okay, so prepare. Take an energizing in-breath to lift up. Shoulder blades squeezing. 2 more breaths. Last one. And releasing down all the way. Bring the hands to the floor. Rest in crocodile pose. One hand on top of the other. Insides of the feet onto the floor. Toes turning outwards. Forehead to the mat. Beginning to activate the body. We're going to come all the way onto our bottoms now. Come up into sitting. Sending the legs out in front of you. And we're going to send one knee out to the side. So sole of the foot lined up with the inner thigh, dropping that knee out to the side. Take a deep breath in and reach the arms up into the air. And as you exhale, travel past that front foot, front knee, and release down. Know that it's perfectly normal to stay here and not have much movement at all. So if that's you for today, eyes closed, connect inward. We have one more breath here. And then starting to travel, fingertips reaching past, out, opening up to the side. To that bent knee, we're going to come up into an extended side plank. One foot on the floor. Rather than it being about core, it's more of a back bend and chest opener. Reach that top arm backwards, gazing at fingertips. Last breath. Bringing the hips back down to the floor. We swap legs. Other leg out. Bending the other foot in, so we have inner thigh connected with the sole of the foot. Flexing the active straight leg. Shifting the body over so we are lined up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, traveling past, reaching, lengthening, growing longer. Releasing over that leg. Feeling nice and warm now, so really opening up into the lower body. Try not to store tension in your jaw, tension in your eyebrows. Soften the face. Spending one last breath here together, breathing in. Breathing out, travelling, opening up through the side of the body towards the bent knee. Hand comes by the bent knee, we open up in side plank and extend, opening up and back. Pushing the hips forwards, reaching the arm, gazing backwards at that top hand. You have just 2 breaths. Last breath. And then releasing all the way down to the hips on the floor. Bring the legs in close towards the body. Give the knees a squeeze. Forehead to knees. Option to come straight down to the floor, or you might like to massage the spine and just take a few panda rolls forwards and back, just to massage the lower spine. And then when you reach the floor, just allow the body to go heavy. Interlacing the hands, we're going to take the arms all the way up and overhead. So the arms are resting behind you on the floor, interlaced hands. Tucking the knees in towards the body, just allow the knees to drop over to one side. And you have a choice to stay here, or you can straighten out that top leg for more of an intense twist. Breathe into the twist here, really inflate the belly. And then empty the lungs completely. Bending that top leg if it's not already, we bring the legs back through to centre. Give them a little rock side to side just to massage the back. And then we let the legs travel over to the other side, let them fall heavy. And potentially straightening out that top leg, lengthen away from you. Lengthen that leg, keep both shoulders attached to the floor. Breathe deep into the belly, don't restrict the abdominals now, keep them flowing. Last breath here. And then bringing the legs back through to centre, nice and slowly. You're going to wrap the arms around the shins and not the forehead to the knees. Really squeeze the body here, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Curling up into the smallest little ball that you can. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, just release. Release the legs, release the arms, down by your sides. Melting and dissolving into Shavasana. Allowing the eyelids to close and become heavy. Your body surrendering to the weight of gravity on the floor. This time in Shavasana is the most important time in your practice. So don't deny yourself this time to relax, this time to heal. As you lie here in a state of relaxed stillness, connect in with your body's innate capability to breathe. Breathing deep and full. And know that this breath, this air, this prana, nourishes you. Nourishes you deep on a cellular and spiritual, soulful level. Now starting to energize through the breath, begin to activate your body. Wiggling fingers, toes, maybe stretching, maybe yawning. And rolling over onto your right side. When you're ready, you'll push yourself up into a seated position with me, bringing the hands through to prayer. And then bowing your forehead to your fingertips. Just taking a moment to be thankful for your practice. Thankful for all that your body enables you to do. Blessings of health and happiness. Om Shanti Namaste.